Coming to you live at a razor sharp 720p from the Yukon. One last time. Hello, everybody, and happy Friday.
I'm riding in my RV, wherever I want to be, 'cause I'm free in my RV.
Well, hello, everybody. Greetings. Happy Friday. Let me know if I sound good. I have no way of monitoring this microphone, but this shirt. You know, once I get back, I need to order new shirts. All this, I've been repeating all this. So let's see if the Elon, don't let me down, please. Geoffrey Reese, that's pretty sharp. Hello, Christopher Olsen, Rambling Ruben in the house, and Barton Sarving. Happy Friday, Robert and Lily, and the bar is officially open. Oh, let me get my APA. Oh, hold on, I have to fix this because I changed the resolution, but apparently it made this thing bigger, which is not bad. It turns out maybe part of the reason why we've been, having a little buffering and connection issues in the past. I had the settings on this software that I use maxed out. I mean, 1080p, high quality video. I mean, it wasn't 4K because this camera isn't 4K. And I realized that it was like, it wanted to have like 3 megabits per second or almost 4. So I, lowered the quality a little bit, and now it only takes 1.3 megabits per second, which should be more than enough. In any case, today we're going to have what I was going to have last week and before the disaster, from Valdez Brewing, and we picked this up in Valdez, Alaska, and Little Odyssey India Pale Ale, and it is delicious. Luckily, they did not confiscate it at the border. The easiest border crossing, by the way. Cheers, everybody. We crossed the border at the top of the world highway. And they didn't really ask us much. They just asked us which state we were going to enter the United States, and if we had any firearms, of course, what they usually ask. And nothing about food or booze or anything like that. Hey, Shirley Benoit, thank you for that super chat. Let me center this a little better here, since whoops, there. I need a technical director. Yeah, there you go. Super sticker, thank you so much. Mr. C.L. Tundra. Actually, better than expected. Actually, the Dalton Highway may have been like the worst. Actually, let me do something here because, yeah, end poll. I had a poll. Someone actually said no to beginning early. No, this doesn't seem to work. Anyway, let me try to fix something here real quick. Why? I wonder why it's still doing this. It's still like trying to. There, maybe that'll work better. How's the new rig handling the Alaska and Yukon Tundra? We've lost a few screws, but I mean the regular Alaska highway wasn't bad. And right now we're about to take the Stuart Cassiar, and we'll see. The worst roads were a portion of the top of the world highway. It was pretty bad, and the Dalton was. That's why I decided to ultimately not do the Dempster going all the way to the Arctic. We're not gonna do the Dempster. A few screws, and the furniture has suffered a little bit, and I did lose one bracket on the Dalton. But other than that, I mean, yeah, it seems to be. I mean, we definitely put it beyond the design specifications, I'm sure. Jim in DC, glad to see you this week. Thank you, Jim. Glad to see you too here virtually. And yeah, something is off with my titles. I don't know what's going on. Whenever I do a new one, it becomes bigger. Probably because I'm doing 1080p. Or maybe I should just make it smaller in general. Will that work? Garza's on the road. Hello, I'm finally able to join. Hope all is well. We're on the way back to Florida from the Smokies, overnighting in Cordell, Georgia. Hey, Cordell, that's where they have the sausages. I think that's one of the sausage factories there. Well, I hope you had a great time. Sandra Winters, I heard that you encountered some black bears. We've encountered some black bears. In fact, we saw one yesterday, the latest one that we saw, and but by the time I pulled out the camera, it wasn't. It was gone, and the GoPro on the roof was going, but it's gonna be like a black pixel because as you know, the GoPro is so wide angle that if something is a little far away, you can't really see it. Daryl Smith, oh, welcome, man. I'm new to this channel. That little jingle on your open is stuck in my head. Well, I'm sorry about that. It's gonna remain stuck. Oh, Antrid, cheers. Finally catching up one live after months. Sent that Alaska cold air to Arizona. LOL. Yeah, actually. And today is hot. I mean, we're spoiled. We're spoiled by Alaska and the Yukon. Today is probably yesterday and today is the hottest it's been. And as you can see in the clock, it's 3 p.m. in the afternoon and the earth temperature outside is 75 degrees Fahrenheit. This thing is really dim. I think the battery is dying with 40% humidity. So, yep. Did you stop in Chicken? Yes, we did. Chicken was a lot of fun. Yeah, we took some pictures with the chicken. We went to the saloon, and yeah, chicken is cool. Of course, the gigs on tour are here. Shelly Hunt, Robert and Lily, Alma moderators, and all the Pelican heads. Happy Friday. It has looked like you have been having a great time, Robert and Lily. Yes, it's been a great time. It's been a long trip. We're kind of tired today because it's been a long drive, and we have a couple of very long drive days ahead of us. But we have to put some miles behind us. We are really far away. We're still really far away. So how was Chicken from Chef at Large? Are they famous for fried chicken? Did you eat chicken and chicken? You know, I wanted to, but I didn't. Something happened. We had that cinnamon roll, and then by the time we wanted to eat the chicken, the place was closed, and the other place that had food didn't have IPA. I don't know what happened. And eventually, I was gonna boondock, but eventually we decided to move to the RV park because where we were boondocking, Starlink was very sketchy, and we needed the internet that day, so the RV park was wide open. Yeah, it's been a great trip. Kelly Reeves Romero, thank you for that super chat. Your first super chat, it says here, so thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and welcome. Chris Gould, I remember Soda Springs where the water coming out of the ground was like it was carbonated, mixed with tang. I didn't see any Soda Springs. The Traveling Man, thank you for that super chat. Greetings, Robert and the fellow Pelican heads. Save the travels, Robert. Please say hello to my wife, Valerie. Thank you. Hi. Hey, Valerie. How are you? And Sandra Winters, thank you for that super chat. Hey, Traveling Robert, I heard you need some more IPA and gas because I think I heard that from a little bird called the Pelican head. No, I did not freeze. I don't even want to know how much I spent in gas, but hey. And now it's in liters and Canadian dollars. Well, Canadian dollars, we're doing good with the exchange. That's the one good thing. By the way, has anybody seen my mom in the chat? Oh man, this is good IPA. Good IPA from Valdez, Alaska's Dustin Howard. Thank you for that super chat. your first super chat as well. So thank you so much. And I wanted to give you the view out my window, but my neighbors are there now setting up. Uh, well, that's the view outside our window. But all the RVs up here are dirty. There's not a clean RV. We are in desperate need of an RV wash. So, John Thompson trying some Coppertail IPA from Tampa. Tampa. Well, we're going to Tampa in January, of course, for the RV show. So I might try one. Although from Tampa, my favorite is still the Cigar City High. Diego Soldano. Hey, Traveling Robert, long-time fan here. I'm the one who took the road trip from California to Maine and back. I wanted to ask you how the roads are in Alaska. Are they well paved or rough? For the most part, they are pretty well paved, especially south of Denali National Park. North of Denali National Park, in the Fairbanks area, especially north, the farther north you go, the worse they are. The only roads in the south that are really bad are probably the Denali Highway, and there are some portions of the Seward Highway that are under construction. So there's a portion there that is gravel. That's the only thing. But for the most part, and besides the occasional frost heave, they are pretty good. They are pretty good, better than expected for sure. 50,000 in gas, Duque chips. I hope not that much. No, it's not that much, but it's over 1,000 for sure. Dustin Howard, can we expect any collaboration between you and Through My Lens crew? We didn't film anything together. We just took the selfie, and we actually we chatted for like 2 hours at the Sourdough Saloon. We met up there, and we had a couple of drinks and talked about all kinds of things. And I wouldn't discount if we ever meet up again, either in California or in Florida or wherever we happen to meet again. Definitely, I would love to do a collab with Josh and Pops. Yeah, super cool guys, and his dad too. Errol Willett from Minnesota, thank you for that super chat. Yeah, in one version of this trip, we were gonna go by Pelican Head and by Pelican Lake, and we still might. Happily Ever Hanks went up there. Maybe you bumped into them. No, I didn't. I know a lot of people are in Alaska this year. I guess it makes sense. Since it is the first year after the pandemic, no restrictions, nothing. It's pretty much everything back to normal. No, I only met Josh, and it was totally coincidental. I didn't even know he was going to be in Dawson City. I mean, we're walking back to the campground, and Illy actually recognized Pops. And she said, I think that's that guy from the Through My Lens. And they were just getting out of their car, going into the Sourdough. So we're like, hey, you're Through My Lens. And he goes, hey, you're Traveling Robert. And it's like we know each other for like forever, like BFFs, Jim in DC, the overall gas bill may be high, but it be considered a business expense, right? That would help a little. Yeah. Oh, every penny of it. Whatever I can legally deduct, of course. Stephen Lloyd, hi, Robert and Lily, hello from muggy Savannah. Glad you two are doing well. Safe travels the rest of the way home. Hope to see you sometime soon. Hope to see you soon too, man. We're eventually heading back south, somewhat reluctantly, but it's been a long trip. So yeah. Let me scroll down here because we have several super chat like Jeffrey Reese. Thank you for that super chat, for your gas, Cuban and IPA fund to fuel your travels. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And Chris Roten, thank you for that super chat. Looking forward to all the travel videos coming. Oh, there's a lot. I think I have enough. I was looking at my calendar. Actually, I have enough to get me through November at this point. Like the whatever we are doing live right now is gonna air sometime in November. Maybe yeah, maybe yeah. It's we have enough to get us through the rest of the year. I have terabyte. I ran out of hard drive. I'm kind of conserving the footage until we get to Vancouver, because that's where they have an Amazon locker that I can access, and get some, the hard drive that I like. 'Cause I could go to a Walmart, Best Buy, but I want to get some of those lacy that I use. So hold on. Chris wrote, and yeah, I did that one. Sunrise World, thank you for that super chat. Your videos keep me going. Thanks, Robert from MS. That's Missouri. Yes. No, that's Mississippi, right? Missouri is MO. Never mind. Hey, everybody, say hello to my mom. Yes, I'm here. Greetings to everybody. A lot of hugs. Love, Mom. There we go. Mom is here. And Remy is here. And Chaos Across America is here. And you're still planning to travel back through Canada. I don't know. We're kind of we have to make a decision here, but probably the consensus is we might get back south before we go back north. The Trans-Canada is going to be there. For the foreseeable future. I don't know yet. I don't want to make a decision yet, because we're still like 10 days away from making that decision. But most likely we're gonna cross south from Seattle and make a beeline, but we'll see. Hey Robert, hello from Edmonton. I've been up to the Yukon lots of times. Gold mining, there you go. Yeah, there seems to still be a lot of gold there. Unfortunately, we're not gonna make it to Edmonton on this trip, on either version of the trip. So Dookie Chips, thank you for that super chat. Just closed out our retirement home, backs up to a lake. Oh brother, congratulations. Where can we go? Do you have an RV pad or something that we can park? Just kidding, but congrats, man. That's super cool. Kevin Richardson, how was the Alaskan Highway? Traveled the gravel road in 1996. Well, the Alaskan Highway is 99% paved these days. And the worst part is like the last 200 or 300 miles from Destruction Bay to Tok. The Canadian side is like, I don't know what it is. I have a theory. Right? Whitehorse is the capital of the Yukon Territory. There's really nothing else after Whitehorse. So that part would only be used to access Alaska. Alaska. Yeah, the rest of the road, yeah, it's used by Canadians to get from here to there. So maybe they don't maintain it as much because they don't use it, right? That's the only part that, and west of Whitehorse, it becomes progressively worse and worse. And there are frost heaves that if you go more than 40 miles an hour, you'll fly off the road. And it's pretty bad. Mr. Robato, domo arigato, Mr. Robato. Traveling Robert, any advice on I-70 from St. Louis towards Moab? Elevation changes are concerning. No, you should be fine. I-70 is really well graded in that sense. Yeah, you'll encounter. Well, there's a part west of Kansas City that you see some nice rolling hills. Then of course it is flat until you reach Denver, and then you go up in elevation. But you just stick to the right lane and go slow. It's fine. Actually, the downhill after the Eisenhower Tunnel, it's a pretty steep grade. But I don't think anybody, unless you're severely overweight, I don't think you're gonna have a problem. Let me scroll down here. Sandra Winters, thank you for that super sticker. It's a pear character looking at himself in the mirror. Let me see if that's correct. Yeah, thanks for being you. Thank you, welcome. Now you're an Alaskan. I don't know, man, but I like it. I like it. Francisco Ruiz, ¿no te gusta el tequila? Me gusta, sí, I like tequila. I don't drink it as much, but I'll have a good reposado from time to time. Eh, hey, Lucky Dog Productions moderator. Hello, Sue. How are you? Remy, I hear you had a near miss accident there. I'm glad you're okay, man. Dan Barrett Walsh, happy Friday from the last Green Valley, Connecticut. Nice temps here lately. Humidity and wicked heat finally broke. I'm glad, man. I'm glad. And yeah, I think I'm. Don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you, Reming Pasión. And DG Hero, Robert Neely Alma, happy Friday from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Is it extremely sunny behind you? Actually, it is a very sunny day today. As you can see, my view here is actually they left. They were hooking up their Starlink up there, and then it's a little smoky. That's the only thing. It's getting better, but it's being a little smoky. There seem to be some wildfires somewhere around. So, yeah, so far it's been a great trip. Jackie Trujillo, Robert, everybody, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you too. Did they take your lemons crossing? They didn't take anything. I mean, it's been for the most part the easiest border crossing. The first time we got into Canada. I mean, we're kind of nervous, and I mean, we've watched other videos on YouTube. People, I guess, it's you don't know. I mean, this is the thing. You really have no rights once you cross the border. They can ask for anything. They inspect your RV, and it's been. And the first guy, besides he had like an accent that was hard to understand. He asked repeatedly several questions, like that, But other than that, they try to catch you on a lie. That's the first guy. He was like young officer. Like he was really trying to do his job, I guess, as best as possible. The lady that when we got it back into Alaska, she was very nice. She was even she was like asking what we had, but she let us through with no problem. She didn't take anything. And then coming back into Canada on the top of the world highway. Yeah, she only asked like the standard questions, and she's like, yeah, welcome to Canada. Yeah, no problem. Humberto Contreras, thank you for that super sticker. And keep it up. All right, yeah, thank you. A Perry character lifting some weights. That's cool. Remy says it's time for me to return. Canada easy? Well, no, Canadians are cool people, man. Canadians are super nice. Inoko River native from Alaska. Enjoy your weekend, Robert and Illy. Thank you. Had a great time in Alaska, as you probably know by now. All that room up there and a rig next to you. I know. No, well, actually, this place is filling up real quick. All these RV parks along the Alaska Highway. I'm actually on the Alcan right now. They fill up real. Everybody's overnight. Nobody stays here for more than one night. Very rare. But yeah, they fill up and they empty in the morning. Are you around Whitehorse or in the middle of nowhere? We're actually. Should I say where we are exactly? We are at Watson Lake. We're back at Watson Lake, and as soon as we finish the live stream, I'm going to go to the signpost forest, make sure my sign is still there. But in any case, Radu Stuferauk, happy Friday, Robert Ely moderators and Pelican Heads. Greetings from the Bay of Fundy. I'm a bit late. Where are you now, Robert? Well, as I just said, we are at that point on the Alcan where we're gonna deviate from the Alcan and head south on the Stuart Cassiar highway. Henry Kosowski, traveling right, which border crossing did you take on the way into Alaska, and which border crossing do you take leaving Alaska? On the way to Alaska, I took the Alcan. On the way leaving Alaska was the top of the world. And on the top of the world, I mean, we were the only ones there. I mean, those people looked like they were bored out of their minds because they're just sitting there on that dirt road in the middle of nowhere. And, that was super nice. The lady that got us, she was super, super, super nice. Kevin Bentley, happy Friday. Greetings from Kansas City. Did you get to see brown bears at Brooks Falls? If so, what was that like? Sorry, I missed the story. Well, yeah. If you follow me on Instagram and Facebook, you probably saw those pictures. It was incredible. It was as good as one can expect. It is a. I mean, it is a splurge, but it's something. If you come this far, it's something that you have to do. And we timed it right, and they were like, I don't know, maybe over a dozen, maybe a couple dozen bears, and some of them were on top of the falls catching the fish. Yeah, it was great. Hey, Dylan Reynolds, hi everybody, we're back in business. Yes, we are. Let me. Lots of folks traveling in the Yukon and Alaska right now. Yeah, actually, there was a little bit of a fifth wheel traffic jam coming this way. Hey, everybody from Anchorage, cool town, Anchorage. Janelle, if you need a mooch docking place between Vancouver and Seattle, come out to our place on Camano Island. We have a 50 amp hookup, beautiful view of the water, at Mount Baker. I'm serious. Very tempting. Send me an email. Hey Robert, say hello to Archie, the RV park owner at Watson Lake. I'll say hello. Yeah, he's there. He's a little cranky, but he's a super cool guy. Actually, I just spoke to him earlier. Yeah, when we checked in. Yeah, I'll tell him you say hello. He's certainly a colorful character. Let's put it that way. Jim, Jocat, happy to see no issues with the live stream today. Hey, knock on fake wood or whatever material this is. If you have daylight nearly all day, sleep at the campground when everybody's gone and travel at night when they sleep. I thought about doing that like on the Dalton Highway or where we were like really up north. Now down here, it is actually starting to get dark. But like last night I left because last night the aurora forecast was like through the roof, but it's not getting dark enough for auroras. And I didn't point it exactly north the camera. I actually left it doing a time lapse of the sunset, which happens kind of northwest. But I mean, you could see stars. It's like what they call the nautical twilight, but it's not getting dark enough for aurora, which I'm kind of bummed out because now we're traveling south of the aurora territory. So we're gonna have to come back. Sandra Winners, did you see any mountain goats, turquoise, white horns? No, we didn't. We saw come to think of it, we haven't seen any mountain goats in Alaska. Wildlife was a little more elusive in Alaska than we were expecting, and even the ranger at the Denali National Park said that it was a weird year. So Garza's on the road. We can't wait to see all the wonderful footage from Alaska. What's your favorite place so far from this trip? Oh man, favorite place. It's hard to it's hard to pick one. I'm gonna pick my favorite experience, which was the 26 Glacier Cruise. I think that was overall the best experience, like flawless. You know, the weather cooperated. We had great seats in the boat. We saw a lot, and it was a nice, you know, boat. You know, decent food. Um, and the Brooks Falls would have been, except for the fact that we were like sardines in a can inside that plane, and Ely didn't get a window. So that's the only thing. I'm shopping Winnebago. Unfortunately, the black tanks are too small for boondocking. Actually, I find the gray tank to be the bigger issue. The black tank we can last. Splurging with water and all that, we can last a few days. But with gray, if we both take showers, it's a day and a half, maybe two. William Brody, did you get king crabs? I did it only once because they are quite pricey. And when we bought it, I thought we had, that it was very expensive. When we the first time, the only time we had king crab, which was at Denali, it was a king crab pizza of all things, and that turned out to be, and it's just the regular, white pizza, and they give you like the two big claws, huge, and it was delicious. I love it. But that turned out to be the cheapest king crab in the whole state of Alaska. Everywhere else it was like $135, $150 for a pound, and I'm like, yeah, maybe not. But maybe I should have. Yeah, but Radu Stofarak, Robert, you should stop at Jasper National Park and take the Malign Lake cruise to Spirit Island. Amazing place. We're not going to do Jasper on the way down. We passed by Jasper on the way north, but and we saw some of it. And the plan is either next summer or the one after that to just do the Canadian Rockies and go all the way north to Tuktoyaktuk. And just not go to Alaska. Just come here to this area. We'll be back in Watson Lake, but just keep going north and north and north. Tommy G, thank you for that super chat. Thanks for the stunning footage during the last two videos, episode 10 and 11. That's the only episodes, 10 and 11. Well, I just finished editing 19, so there should be more up there. But thank you, Tommy G. And by the way, going back to Radu, I'll make a note for that for when we come back. Remy, it's impossible to pick a favorite place for traveling. Every state is awesome. Yeah, and I mean, I'm not gonna say every single thing in every state is awesome, but every state has some awesome things. And that same way, I cannot pick a favorite state because it depends. It's subjective, It's when I pick a state maybe to live where I would rather be a tourist than live there. Yeah, and there are states where I wouldn't necessarily be a tourist, but it's the quality of life might be better. I don't know. It's the same way I cannot pick a favorite area of Alaska. I have a special place for Fairbanks at the north because that's the first thing that I ever saw of Alaska 13 years ago. Anchorage is the big city. It's like big in the lower 48, like my friend Ryan, the RV repair guy. Anchorage, you can see Alaska from there, but it doesn't feel like the last frontier. There's everything. It's big city. Then you have the Kenai Peninsula, and that's what I call touristy Alaska. That's where every 5 minutes you see a bus from Princess Cruises or something like that, and then the Alaska Railroad that has all the cars from the cruise ships, and that's all I've seen. I mean all right, let me keep going here with your questions. The lobster in Maine was a lot cheaper. I mean, lobster is never cheap, but lobster in actually the best lobster I had was probably in Vermont. Sorry, Maine. Maybe I didn't go to the right places in Maine. Actually, I'm not being fair to Maine because when we went to Maine, we were kind of it was a rushed trip. If you recall, that was when old Kia died. So. Remin Pasión, beautiful picture of the eagle, Robert. Again, Ely was the one who spotted the eagle, and I stopped, backed up. I mean, we were on the Denali Highway. There wasn't any traffic there, and yeah, I had never seen a bald eagle so close, and that was a big one too. So, a question, Dylan Reynolds question: what time frame will you be in Toronto by? Well, we've had a slight change of plan, Dylan. I mean, 99% chance we're not gonna do the Trans Canada. That being said, there's still a chance that we might go into Canada. I have to do some research because I know that in that area, campgrounds starts closing down in September. But if we can make it up there after the Hershey RV show, we might. Traveling, I heard that you went on a cruise in Alaska. Love Sandra Winters and Jeffrey Reese. Well, we took 2 cruises. I call it cruises. It's just a tour boat. We did the 26 Glacier, which was outstanding, and then we did the Kenai Fjords, which might have been as outstanding, except for the fact that it rained the whole time. So we couldn't see much. Mario Douglas, hey Robert, you and your family look great. Hi to the family and Pelican Heads. Mario from South Dakota. South Dakota. I love South Dakota. My mom says, thanks all for the greetings. I'm riding with a magnifying glass. Yeah, my mom had eye surgery and she's still not back to the 100%. So don't come too far south on your way back. We are still cooking here in Sebring, Florida. Well, thank you, Mr. Carrier, for inventing air conditioner. Maxine Oliver, how about living in a condo facing the Garden of the Gods? Actually, I'd like one of those houses up on the ridge there. But I wouldn't mind. A question: what are 2 types of what are 2 types of lobster roll sandwiches? I remember you mentioning 2 types when you went to New England. There's the Connecticut style, which is warm with butter, and there's the Maine style, which is with mayonnaise, and it's cold. And I kind of like the Connecticut style better, but. Dylan still has a chance to get a meetup. Well, we will make that meetup work at some point, for sure. Jim in DC, you can get a steamed whole lobster in DC Wharf Municipal Fish Market for $21. We have to go back to DC and go to that, which is the oldest municipal fish market in the United States. I do believe, if I've been reliably informed. Zali, thank you for that super sticker, which is a lemon character laughing out loud. Lemon character. No, they didn't take my lemons on this trip. Dylan, never lose hope. I'm not gonna make it in August, but I might make it in September. Or who knows? I'll make. I really wanted to do the Trans Canada, and we still might make a last minute decision to do it. But maybe I should. You know, it's been a long trip. I have so much footage. It's we might want to do Canada as a whole trip. And there was this YouTube channel we used to watch. I don't think they're on anymore. It used to be called A Guy, a Girl, and a Camper Van. And one of the great trips they did the entire Trans Canada all the way to the Maritimes and beyond, and that's what we want to do. Trailer traveling, thank you, celebrating 20 months as a Chief Pelican Head. Which destination in Alaska surprised you the most in terms of unexpected experiences? Well, in a sense, Barrow for the lack of experiences. But as far as experiences, well, I think Anchorage is a good it's a good home base. From Anchorage, you can experience most of Alaska. Really, they have there's all the infrastructure, flights that go everywhere. Um, Surprised you? Actually, the South surprised me a lot in how touristy it was, and I think I mentioned it earlier. But if I didn't, that my probably my favorite experience that wasn't like a cruise or a tour or a flight. It was just watching, you know, half of the probably half of the Kenai population dip netting there at the mouth of the Kenai River. That was like, you know, it's one of those experiences that you're seeing real life, what actually people do, Alaskans, you know, and Kenai may have been my most welcome surprise because we were totally gonna stay in Soldotna. And I'm so glad that we stayed at this makeshift RV park. That wasn't really an RV park. She was charging like an RV park, but it was dry camping. And yeah, Kenai may have been like my most unexpected. And by the way, a super historic town. They have all these like these buildings and this Russian Orthodox church from the time that used to be part of Russia. So Sean Patterson, if you plan to head to Eastern Canada after Hershey, we do have a lot of campgrounds that stay open until at least Canadian Thanksgiving, October 9th. Oh, that's great news. That's great news. So we might be able to do a week. So yeah, well, actually after Hershey, I have the M21, and then I have the Winnebago open house in. But we'll figure it out. Jimmy in DC, you are correct. It is the oldest continuously operating open air fish market in the United States, dating back to 1805. There you go. Christina Schmidt, I was in Gardiner while you were there. I saw our Airstream in your video. What's your favorite must-see national park? I'm still gonna go with the Grand Canyon. But as I see more and more national parks, you know, the Grand Canyon, but it's one of those that you stand at the South Rim and Mather Point, and you realize your brain thinks that what you're seeing is impossible. It's really unfathomable, the actual dimension. You know, you cannot convey it with pictures. And the first time you see that's, you know, I don't think you get that exact experience at any other national park. Let me, you know, my throat is kind of dry. All right, Donna Manning, Dave and I want to say hi, be safe and stay travel, and well, be safe and safe travel. And that's an emoji okay, I see him now in the actual chat. Yeah, this program that I use, you know, just describes emojis, which is kind of weird. Gabriel, Holistic Care. Hey Robert, how you doing? I was watching Rusty live on YouTube. I saw on Facebook that you've connected with another one of my favorite YouTubers through my lens. How long are you guys? That's a very personal question. How long are you guys? Well, I know Pops is like 7 feet tall. Traveling Robert, you started to plan out a trip out west in 2024 yet? well, there are many variables for this plan, but we have one thing that we want to do, and that's the solar eclipse. And everything is going to revolve around that. And I may be working with an RV resort company during that time too. So, yeah. Okay, Gabriel's Holistic Care. Planning on staying up in Alaska? Do you think you might come down to the lower 48 through Northern California? I'd love to give you a tour of Sonoma Valley. Not this time around, but maybe in spring, some, I don't know. I do want to visit Northern California, not only Sonoma Valley, but go inland and go like Mount Shasta, that area that we haven't seen, Gold Country, Sacramento. But it's definitely in the short list, and I say within the next year we'll probably try to do that. Golden anniversary, you'll find the Cassier nice road to travel. A few miles of chip, seal, and gravel in the beginning, but after that is scenic and relatively paved. The Yukon campgrounds are very nice. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know because we're doing the Cassier, and by the way, I do. I've been told that it's even more scenic than the Alaska Highway, and there's a lot more wildlife. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's why I've been saving my terabytes, because I want to do those 2 or 3 days that I'm going to be on the Cassier. To be going with 3 cameras, all going in 4K. Yeah. Brandy Williams, thank you for that super chat. Excuse me. Happy Friday to you, Ilian Mom. Thank you so much, Brandy. Thank you. I appreciate it. And look who's here, our neighbor, Tin Kong Carl. Howdy from the Northern California coast. You're not even close to El Rancho del Carl. Prescott Lang, please say hi to the Bradfords in Sacramento. Hi, Bradfords in Sacramento. When we go there, I want to go to that railroad museum you guys have up there. And just got back from Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, and Cabo Cruz. It's definitely a must. And I do want to take this one. I can't, but if I can take Minitini 1 or whatever comes next to Baja, that's another trip that I've been postponing for a long time. So yeah, that's definitely something that I want to do. Hey, Jim Foster. Howdy, Robert. Finally done driving. Glad to see you have safely arrived at your latest destination. Yes, and we have good internet. Yeehaw! Hoorah! Actually, let me check. Oh, we had a tiny dropout on Starlink, but I guess it didn't affect us. Yeah, Starlink has been rock solid here for the most part, which I'm glad. And Pelican's Head since April. Donna Manning, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being a chief. Pelican Head. And Keith Ratchet. Happy Friday, Robert, and everyone. Almost missed this. What did I miss? Oh, you missed everything. I'm just kidding. We're just chatting here, having a good time. Talking about Alaska, talking about the Alcan, talking about the upcoming plans. And drinking some IPAs, kicking back, relaxing, and I enjoy so much doing this every Friday with you guys. Yeah, I was chatting with Josh through my lens. He was like, "You do that every Friday live stream?" And I'm like, "Yeah," and he might start doing it too. So. Cajuns across America. Robert, have you ever done any extreme winter camping for extended periods of time? No. It's being in the teens, it's being in the 20s Fahrenheit, but that's like the coldest I've ever felt. But I do it, I mean, I wouldn't do it on this rig, but if I ever get like a true 4-season rig, which I would love to, I mean, this one can hold up pretty good in the cold as long as you have power. We have tank heaters. I don't think it would do well in sub-zero temperatures, but I would love to do a little bit of winter camping for sure. But nothing extreme. You're talking to the guy from the Caribbean who's lived in Miami his whole life. So, no. Uh, Terry Zumbush. Hey guys, happy travels. I love to drive that highway. Such a stunning part of the world. Is any place more gorgeous than the highway past to Valdez? No, that canyon. I forget the name of the canyon. That canyon is gorgeous. And Valdez on a good weather day is gorgeous too. Uh, there were a couple of disappointments about Valdez, about infrastructure wise, but other than that, it was gorgeous. And you have that glacier, and the hatchery across the bay. That was another highlight. It would be amazing if you came to England. This is the plan. I have so many places here in my head that I want to go to, and I might do that over the next couple of years. Not repeat places like I've been doing. Maybe you just start doing a little more international travel. I've been thinking about that. Where are you in Alaska right now? Actually, I'm in the Yukon territory in Canada. I'm also kind of at the border between the Yukon territory and British Columbia. That's kind of where we are. Any plans to visit Northwest Michigan, Traverse City, and the Lillinois Peninsula? It is a gorgeous scenic area. Yes, yes, and I want to do the Sleeping Bear sand dunes as well. We might be able to do it this September, or I don't know if it is still open in October. We might do that. I don't know. You know, I want to do so much, and it's and at some point, you know, I just need to have time to edit too, and for that I need to slow down and be static, and you know, I need to compose new music. I want to do like a whole soundtrack for Alaska, and for that I need to have a little more space, have access to my keyboard, and that's kind of the plan. Hello from Houston. How long are you staying in Alaska? Well, we just left. We stayed in Alaska for 5 weeks. That was our time there, and we enjoyed it tremendously. Hey Robert, how's your ankle holding up? It hurts sometimes in the morning, but for the most part, mobility wise and capability wise, I'm 90%, 99%, 95%. Yeah. Sonia Rowe, hi Traveling Robert, I've been watching your shows lately, love them. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Caribbean, is it Caribbean or Caribbean? I don't know. Janelle, I'll tempt you with Dungeness crab. I catch any. We throw our pots off our kayaks. Send you an email. Thank you. I'll check it out. Dungeness crab. It's getting temptier and temptier. It was the past, Thompson, I think. We were at Valdez at night. It wasn't such a big deal, but that pass, yeah, the I know which pass exactly you're talking about. Is right after right around the glacier. And there's boondocking up there, by the way. Next time we're boondocking up there. Question, do you know the solar eclipse in 2024 is going through Ontario as well? Yes, I saw them. Actually, I was looking at the map yesterday because I wanted to. I'm still thinking Western Texas is probably going to have the best chance for good weather. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know exactly where we're going to do the, I know it's going through Illinois and then up into Canada, Ontario. How is Minitini holding up on this trip? I mean, I thought I was going to destroy it on the Dalton Highway. The Dalton Highway was a lot worse than it was 13 years ago when we did it. And, I mean, we did a tiny little bit of damage here and there, but it's holding up. We have one drawer that might need work, and and we only broke the bracket that holds the sewer hose. I'm glad that the sewer hose didn't perish. We were able to get a new bracket for it. And actually, our friend Ryan, if you ever in the Fairbanks area in Alaska, look up Ryan there. He has he's like the only mobile RV repair in that area. Jim in DC, I can see you walking the Abbey Road crosswalk. Is rough for the locals. Tourists are always in the street. We did it. We did it back in 2015. We went to London, and we were those. I mean, we almost got run over. Everybody gets run over there, but everybody does it. And, you know. Traveling Robert, I'm in Michigan. Arrived today. Come on up. How long are you in Michigan? We might be able to meet up later. So, are you missing the slide out? Nope. Robert, where were you when you camped in the snow? I've camped in this one in the snow. That was near Sholo, Arizona. That was. Is it called High Top or Hilltop or something like that? It was actually a Native American casino that had the RV park there. And the other time I camped in snow, it was a Walmart in Salida, Colorado. It was one of those snowstorms that just caught us there. You say tomato, I say tomato, 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 potato, potato. Traveling Robert. In that way, Caribbean is the correct way. I kind of like to call it Caribbean, just because, hey, Darlene Barcelo, better late than ever. Yeah, welcome to the show now. Greg Graham, well, I would love for you to do more of music. You have such talents, Robert, please do more. Yes. And this is what I came up with this brilliant idea. Couple of days ago, and even if I cannot compose music for Alaska, like for the first episodes, because I may not be on the back in the Flagami studio yet, eventually I'm gonna release, like if I release the movie of Alaska, I might replace, if I'm not able to compose music for every single episode, like new music, I'm still gonna compose it and replace whatever older music I used with the new music. And then there's going to be a CD or a digital release that is going to be the, Alaska, the original motion picture soundtrack or something like that. So, I actually want to create, and I already have like two. I already recorded in the phone, kind of the concept. But yeah, I wanna do it. One for the Alcan, on the Alcan, something like that. I want to do one for a generic Alaska one. I definitely want to do one, a refresh of the Dalton Highway, which there's a Dalton Highway there too, but like a new version, like I did with California Road Trip. And we're definitely going to do one for Kenai Peninsula. We might do a new one for actually both trips may get, like a refresh of Old Lawrence, which is the one that I always use for like water-related activities. Do you produce the techno music in your videos? Good stuff. Yes, I do. Good stuff. Yes, I do. I'll wait for you. I have no destination. Oh, we'll make it to Michigan soon enough. Actually, there's an M23 meetup that I think Ili got the. It's smoky out there. No more slides. Nope. I want the trailer to be always the same. Next time you come on I-10 through Florida Panhandle, you can park and stay free at my place. I have an acre and a half, less than a mile off I-10 on Milton near Pensacola. Just let me know. I'll let you know because for all the times I've driven through Pensacola, I have actually never been to Pensacola, which is it's something we must change at some point. Gate Smasher, hooray! Good evening, Robert. How's the weather there from Cedar Key, Florida? Well, it is, according to my thermometer, it's 77 degrees Fahrenheit, 40% humidity. It is mostly sunny. with a little bit of smoke due to some, Canadian fires. Carlos Peña, hello from Okeechobee, Florida. Garza's on the road. Robert, Mike, and Jen announced that they are talking about selling their land in Tennessee. Do you recall what part of Tennessee they are? It's right off the town called Linden, Linden. And if you look at in Google Street View, I mean, in Google Satellite, you'll see an area just south of Linden that has like a lot of. It's like a development. This company they even planted the pine trees. So there are a lot of like dark green areas, like they look like fingers, kind of. It is that area. So yeah, it's just south of Linden, Tennessee, by I forget the name of the river. I forgot the name of the river. Yeah, but it's nice. Jean Lavoy, thank you for that super chat. Better late than never. Busy at work today. More beer and gas money for you, brother. Thank you so much. We still have a lot of gas. I made the rough calculation, like if we were to make the beeline trip from Vancouver to Miami, and it's gonna be well over $1,000 in gas. Probably a lot more, actually. I don't know. It's. Robert, who makes the best IPA, US or Canada? Well, you would think the British would make the best IPA, right? They invented it. So I don't know. I mean, I've had good IPAs in both countries. So yeah, no, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be like a politician and not not answer the question. Thank you, Greg Graham, for that super chat. Thank you so much, Robert. Is amazing. Thank you. I don't know if Buffalo River. Thank you, skipping around. Yeah, Buffalo River. It's beautiful out there. Gas is going back up. Oh no, I hope not. Anthony Gates, cheers, and